In today's update, we're diving into the latest developments in the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict. Stay tuned for key insights and breaking news from the front lines. The likely Islamic State affiliate Wilayat Kavkaz carried out terrorist attacks in Dagestan on June 23rd, raising fears of further instability in the North Caucasus. Reports of gunfire in Makhachkala on June 25th were later deemed false, but the heavy police response indicates heightened anxiety. The Kremlin struggles to maintain stability while addressing fears of religious extremism, which is complicating efforts to balance anti-migrant sentiments and the need for migration for labor and war efforts. Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov is using the attacks to bolster his strongman image, promising harsh measures against extremists. North Korea will reportedly send military construction and engineering forces to occupy Donetsk Oblast starting in July 2024. This move is part of a larger strategic partnership with Russia, allowing North Korean forces to aid in infrastructure rebuilding. While no combat involvement is expected, the presence of North Korean engineers will free up Russian forces for frontline duties. The partnership is seen as a step towards forming an alternative world order with countries historically aligned with the Soviet Union. This development is being closely monitored by the Pentagon, which has expressed concerns about North Korea's involvement. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov reiterated Russia's stance that any negotiations must result in Ukrainian territorial concessions. Speaking at the Primakov Readings forum, Lavrov emphasized that Russia will only engage in dialogue if Ukraine recognizes the territories occupied by Russian forces as part of Russia. This hardline position aligns with President Vladimir Putin's demands for Ukraine to withdraw from all occupied regions before any peace talks. Lavrov's comments highlight Russia's continued rejection of negotiations that do not acknowledge its territorial claims, aiming to pressure Ukraine's allies to push for concessions from Kyiv. New Russian Defense Minister Andrei Belousov, in his first call with U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, reiterated threats to deter U.S. support for Ukraine. Belousov warned of escalating dangers if the U.S. continues supplying weapons to Ukraine, continuing a long-standing Russian tactic of using threats to influence Western decision-making. Previous threats by Russian officials have included warnings of nuclear disaster and other dire consequences. Despite these threats, Russia has not escalated militarily in response to Western aid to Ukraine, indicating a pattern of bluster aimed at coercing a reduction in support rather than actual military escalation. Russia and Ukraine exchanged 90 prisoners of war each on June 25th, amid UN reports of Russia's continued abuse of POWs. Ukrainian POWs have reported severe beatings, torture, and psychological abuse, including being forced to sing Russian patriotic songs and enduring constant hunger. These reports highlight ongoing human rights violations and war crimes by Russian forces. The United Arab Emirates mediated this latest exchange, the 53rd since the war began. Despite the prisoner exchanges, the mistreatment of POWs remains a significant issue, drawing international condemnation and calls for accountability from human rights organizations. On June 26th, Russia and Iran signed a memorandum on gas supply, following disagreements between Russia and China over gas supplies. The memorandum, signed by Gazprom and the National Iranian Gas Company, is part of a broader effort to strengthen economic ties between Russia and Iran. This deal may help Iran reduce its reliance on gas swaps with Azerbaijan and Turkmenistan, potentially mitigating summer electricity shortages. The agreement also reflects Russia's strategy to diversify its energy partnerships amid Western sanctions and economic pressures, aiming to bolster its energy sector through cooperation with regional allies. Ukraine faces a severe shortage of critical air defense missiles, hindering its ability to protect infrastructure from Russian strikes. DTEK Executive Director Dmytro Sakharuk highlighted that Ukraine has significantly fewer interceptor missiles compared to the number of Russian missiles targeting the country. This imbalance makes it difficult to safeguard repaired energy grid units and other critical infrastructure. The ongoing airstrike campaign by Russia has exacerbated power generation constraints in Ukraine, emphasizing the urgent need for increased air defense support from Western allies to counteract the missile shortage and protect vital infrastructure.